at the Benzinga Cannabis Capital Conference, and just people walking around, interesting people as far as the cannabis space is concerned, investment space. I have John here, and John is the managing partner for the Native American Venture Fund. Very interesting. Before we went on, I've been talking to John for about an hour, trying to learn what he's all about. And we're going to keep this to about 5 minutes to give you kind of highlights of our conversation. So, John, welcome to Cannabis News Florida.
Thank you so much, Charles.
Tell us a little bit about your background. Tell us a little bit about the fund, what the fund is all about, investment type opportunities, both people investing in it and what you're doing here to possibly look for investments for the fund. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely. I actually have been working in Native America for almost a decade now. I had the absolute pleasure in being both an advisory board member and then the chief operating officer for the Seminole Tribe of Florida, Inc., one of the largest tribes within North America from an aspect of prosperity. Most people know them as the owners of the Hard Rock Hotel, Cafe, Casino International.
And if you don't know that, you can see the big guitar sitting in Hollywood.
The amazingly big guitar. And
which is still an amazing structure.
I got to hand it. The Seminole Tribe of Florida has done amazing things in pushing both their sovereignty and giving a good image for Native Americans.
And brand. I mean, the brand is excellent.
The brand is incredible. I wish I could even take any credit for anything the Seminoles have done, but they are a standalone icon by themselves.
Absolutely.
Fast forwarding, spent years in deep research in legalese of Native American sovereignty, and we created a fund bringing the ability for tribes to work with cannabis companies through our fund and being able to shield, in essence, the industry from a lot of the unfortunate issues from banking to IRS Rule 280E to liabilities that are currently in the marketplace. So it's just an unfortunate fact that in such an amazing industry that has such repercussions to healthcare and just a better way to do things from a medical aspect and from recreational, healthier for you than drinking and probably other vices people could be into.
Less negative effects at the end of the day.
Exactly. Nobody's ever died from inhaling cannabis. So at the end of the day, we're here at the show to meet with some of our investors coming into the fund, because the unfortunate fact, and we've seen the correction in the market, $50 billion in capital lost over several years in the industry. Mm-hmm. Negative 40.8% in negative returns annum per annum, whereas with us, we have a 8% minimum return to investors and a 24.8-ish% expected annualized return. Mm-hmm. But again, that's because we're not subject to a lot of the tiebacks that's currently in the industry.
Right.
So we're here at the show for, yes, we're meeting with investors, but we're also learning about folks within the industry at the ground level and meeting with current dispensaries and license holders in other states that may want to be part of our family. Mm-hmm. In joining our organization and finding themselves not subject to all the issues that are holding them back, having the capital to expand and making twice as much revenue as they made in the past.
So those companies, and again, out here, and that's what you're doing, but those who might pick up this recording that goes out, those who are having maybe a difficulty making the numbers work, in an investment in the cannabis space, but know that the idea, the concept, the business does make sense and there's a market for it, probably you ought to give John a call. I mean,
I would say so.
To me, it sounds like, and I'm not gonna, I'm backing out of any kind of tax or any advice on this, but for what John is saying, it's worth a phone call to see how that can make a difference in life. So I mean, I think it's important. You take a look at all these. I got to tell you, this conference, I didn't know what to expect my first year here.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
I'm amazed by the people here. I mean, there's such professionalism in this industry. People don't even realize.
Unbelievable number of companies. I mean, the exhibit hall is a bump on how many people are actually here. I mean, they're all over the hotel. Oh my God! I mean, they just lined up in the hallways. You got private meetings going on. an unbelievable conference for the business people of cannabis, and I think it's important to recognize that.
Oh no, I gotta say, since I've been here, I got here a little bit on the early side. We've already had 3 meetings. One with a fairly decent-sized professional sports investment group, and then 2 others with dispensaries looking to partner and potentially a stock swap with our GP to be part of our family. I gotta say, this is by far one of the best cannabis investment conferences that I've been to in some time.
Right, and there are conferences, as you know, people who watch us. We have conferences that are more towards the patient. We have conferences that are more towards the physicians. This is basically an investor conference. If you're a physician, don't come here. No, don't come here. I mean, this is if you want to learn, invest in a business, invest in a fund, this is a place to come.
This isn't where you learn how to grow the best cannabis. This is a place to learn how to take care of your patient. But when it comes to folks in the industry looking to expand out your revenues, your earnings through better branding, marketing, pushing out into the market best practices by some of the leaders in the industry. And I gotta say, there's a lot of the competitors in the industry, and we're very. Those are leaders in the industry. We like to share the things that we know with other people because this industry is only going to grow. It's a huge industry. There has already been a shakeout in the market, and now people are looking for solid leadership, some self-governance in the industry, responsibility in product, and also how that product is conveyed to the public.
Right. I think in 2019, 2020, still coming up this year, will be the year that you have the equalization in the market. Absolutely. Yes. And you can see that in the stock market. You can see that with the stocks. Not that the businesses are bad or the businesses aren't carrying, but some of the investment potential and the multiples, to be honest with you, were crazy 2 or 3 years ago. I mean, absolutely crazy.
They're still a little crazy now.
But as I'm saying, 2019, 2020 is a shakeout. Yeah. And once that stabilizes, the real players, you're going to see this market go crazy.
I know. I completely agree. And that's, again, we're not waiting for that turn of the market for legalization.
You want to come in early.
We're making money now on the investments that we're generating, again, without the subjective issues of the industry. When legalization happens, that's a whole other caveat a whole other hockey stick of revenues to go through. But right now, we want to put our stake in the ground, work with those trusted folks in the industry, and make a mark for ourselves and make the difference in the lives of so many people, both as from the receiving end and even from the tribes and the economic development that we're doing both in and outside the state.
Right. So, I believe you're the only fund that does this, correct? The Native American?
We're the only fund that does what we do.
Okay. So as we begin to kind of wrap up here, John has some other meetings he needs to get to. He can't spend all his time with me, although I have monopolized this and a wealth of information. But John, so people need to know if they're interested, in even curiosity in this. How do they get hold of you?
Very simple. You could either go to www.navf, that's November Alpha Victor Foxtrot.net, or navfpharma.com for our cannabis fund, or just give us a call at I don't call myself that often, 212-634-4300. That's our New York office, and that usually comes to myself or one of our business analysts. So
that's great. Okay, John, thanks for stopping by again. If you're interested in the Native American twist to the cannabis business, John's the guy to talk to. John, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you so much. Look forward to seeing you again, Charles.